Yes, top of the moment to you anywhere where they watch us from. And we dey wish everybody where they watch us happy new month. Everybody where they watch us, we dey wish you a happy new month. Myself plus engineer Debo, and make I call him the maiden edition for this month.
Yes, happy new month.
Same here, sir.
Well done. I like your cap this month too. The way you pack
Skontoloni.
It's Skontolo. I thought Skontolo is old version.
Skontoloni or Skentele.
Skentele is more recent.
Skentele.
Good morning, viewers. I'm sure you've been enjoying the program. If you've missed any of our episodes, you want to go to WAP TV YouTube channel, search out Property Matta and watch loads of past episodes. Things to learn awaits you there. We started something last week.
Frequently asked
questions. And we're particularly on something I was trying to explain, if you remember.
Yes, maybe before we move on, we should quickly do this. Let us open our phone line so that our people could join us. We received some calls last week. What if those questions where they make your mind yaga as far as real estate they concern? Feel free, ask him, and please turn the volume on your TV set down if they call us. Okay, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you're free to ask your questions. So we're talking about land status, if you remember last week. And I think I've explained very much the aspect of the free land.
Yeah.
And I was talking about what you do if you want to buy land, that you should go check the land status and then check the land use.
Pick coordinates.
What you can put the land to, what use you can put the land to. So that lands that are free. Okay, you can buy them and then go perfect your title on them.
Sorry, before you move forward, as an expert, I say some land still is free. You don't be pragmatic.
Of course. Like I said the other time, this is the nature of our land tenure system is such that lands are held in trust by the governor. But except government has a particular use for a land, they really don't acquire. Okay, so and once they've not acquired it, whether it's specific acquisition or general acquisition, once they've not acquired it, it's free. You understand? So somebody can actually negotiate with the landowning families, but you have to go and perfect your title with government. That's all. That's the process. So of course, there are a number of vast lands that are still free, in the sense that government does not have a particular use or need for it, and so it's not acquired yet.
Adeola.
We have Adeola from Lagos.
Good morning, Adeola.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Okay, go ahead with your question, please.
I want to ask something.
Go on.
Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay. If someone has a land at estate, can someone they say that if you have an house in estate, you can't bury someone there? Is it true?
That's a very... Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Most times we hear that.
As much as I know, in Lagos State particularly, it is prohibited for you to bury someone in a compound.
Not even only estate.
Yes. As far as I know right now, I may be wrong, I'm not a lawyer. I stand to be corrected. But as far as I know, that has stopped since. I've forgotten the government that actually put that into law and stopped it. Maybe, don't let me guess. Yeah. But that, you can't. So if it is in Lagos, but other states, I think it still happens anyway. In some other states of the federation. So depending on the state, you are in Lagos, Adeola. So for Lagos, you have to find a cemetery, always cemetery. So there is Aton, there are the ones there is Ikoyi, there is Badagry, there are a number of them somewhere. In fact, I heard, I read over the week, there's something in Ayobo, I don't know whether it's a private cemetery or something. So they are all over the place, you want to find out.
But It is prohibited to, maybe it's not only estates now, say to borrow person for
in a
house.
compound, in a residential compound. I mean, in somewhere not that is not designated as cemetery.
Cemetery,
yes,
wow.
It's a law. And do you know that cemetery is a very good business? Running a cemetery is a very good real estate business.
It's a good real estate business.
It's a real estate business now.
Where people
because what you sell is.
They will me.
Do you know the portion that you sell?
They will be happy as you hear that one.
No, you see, if you've had to
like business,
if you've had to do burial, and you realize how much you are spending regarding putting someone in the ground, then if you are a business savvy person or a real estate person, it gives you a second thought that you mean this? I mean, because ordinarily, someone, if you want to build a house, right, they will sell you maybe half plot, 300 square meters. That's probably the least acceptable they can sell to you, right? But if you want to bury someone,
just 6 feet.
It's not even 6 feet. How do you mean 6 feet?
That's an effort.
That's deep. That's going down now. But I'm not sure what the size is again. I can't be. But it's just a few, square meter, and you are good. So I mean that's for another day. So that's the other there. I mean,
business opportunity.
That is the law. Okay, that is the law. So.
Okay, we have another caller. Sorry. Ola, good morning. Ola. Good morning, Ola.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Thank God.
Please go ahead with your question.
I want to direct my question to Mr. Adejana.
Okay, thank you, Ola. Go ahead.
In property acquisition, if you have a scenario that you buy from any of these developments by private estate company as it is.
Okay.
And there will be some rules that will be on paper when you are buying.
Okay.
And there are some that are hidden. So in a situation whereby you buy from a third party who bought from that company, and hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Are you following my question?
Yes. Very well.
So, the third party you bought from is late now, and you approach the estate company for transfer of ownership, and up till now, for almost a year, they haven't done anything. What kind of other legal action can you take?
Okay,
and
please.
They are not ready to refund your money. Most property companies don't normally like to refund. That's the problem they have. But at least they should allocate to that person.
Okay, please just stay on the line because I need one or two clarifications. Now, you said you bought from the original buyer.
Yeah,
Hope that transaction is known to the company. As in, they know that the original buyer had sold to you. Maybe by way of that original buyer wrote to them to say that.
They have even went to the company together.
Okay, fine. So that transaction is known to them.
Late.
Okay, fine. And then they've transferred that person's ownership to you before he died or something. But it's your own, it's allocating the physical land to you now that is a challenge. Sorry?
Hello?
I'm saying that they've done the transfer on paper to you, as in that person's ownership has been transferred to you. It is
transferred on paper.
Okay, great. It's the allocation of the particular land now that is a problem.
So this is the person that is transferred to. So in between that time that is late.
Okay. Now, so what are there conditions that they've now made known to you that is precedent to physical allocation that you are just getting to know now, or that is delaying it, or you've met all the conditions, they've just not allocated?
So what I'm just arriving at here is that,
hello, yeah,
we're there with you.
You have a common law in Nigeria. Why does most of these estate companies always try to have their own different law that is different for normal property law that is binding? So they quickly become so wicked once they collect your money and they start facing different. Even some of them they advertise free architectural design, free this, free that. At the end of the day, you realize it's a scam. and you are all under the same association. How do you tackle internal discipline within yourself?
I get you. Now, let me say this. I think we also have an episode here where I talked about investments, being a responsible investor and like that. See, there are general rules, okay? But there are specific products. So whenever you are buying anything from any organization, ensure you know what the terms and conditions are. It's very important.
Ask
if you are not given. If you say they are hiding it, they cannot hide your terms and conditions for you. Otherwise, you can sue them on that if you have proved that you asked and it was never given to you. You know, I mean, nobody should hide that ordinarily. What happens a lot of times is that people say that it's in fine print. Who wants to read this? You are supposed to read it.
Or you get somebody to read it.
Or you get somebody to read it for you, because once you sign, you've signed.
Okay, sir.
You can't say that there are general rules and then that applies. No, every company has its products and they would have put up their terms and conditions for those products. You must ensure that it satisfies your... Even within companies, product A can differ from product B.
In the same company?
Exactly. You know, the way product A is structured can differ from product B. You need to know what you are buying into. It's very important. But I understand these feelings and challenges. Sometimes buyers don't get to know, maybe because they don't have background knowledge, or they are coming with an assumption that this is how I know land transactions work, and so they feel they know, so they didn't ask anything, and they go into the transaction only to discover that it's not exactly like that.
Applying universal law.
You know exactly your structure, yes.
Yes, if you just join us now, Property Matta they watch on Top WAP TV, and then myself plus Engineer Debo. Now they do the thing together. Make we let you know say the phone line still they open, so that anybody will want to ask anything, we they do their mind yaga. On top real estate matter, please feel free. A theme of discussion are frequently asked questions on real estate. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chief. Welcome back. Now, so the other parts of how land exists is when government has a need for the land. The law empowers the government to acquire that land for that need. The need is usually a need that is for the common good of the public. Okay?
Aquama, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Aquama, I hope I got it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead with your question, ma.
Yes, I just tuned in and saw your program, so I just believe and hope that the question I want to ask is in line with your program. So what actually happened is about property anyway.
Yeah,
I have somebody, he's just a business person who wants to buy a property. Then he removed his in Property Matta. Myself, but I have a little knowledge on property. So they offered the property to him to pay a particular amount. But to me, I feel there should be something more to it. I don't think he should just pay. I'm thinking, from my little knowledge about property, I'm thinking some other things should be done, like maybe title search, or I don't know. I think there are things like that.
Yes.
That's the advice. Yes, I think I want a little clearance on that.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Aquama. I think you are particularly right. If you want to buy a property is not what they just make you an offer and then you go to pay once you are okay with the offer. No, there are things that you should do. I would advise that you get a professional, or that person should get a professional on his side, get a professional agent, okay, estate surveyor, valuer, okay, to advise on that transaction. So there is a title search. You should search what title does that property have, because I always say this, I think I still said it last episode. There are two sides to every real estate transaction. There is the possession side and there is the documentation side. So you must know, for the fact that somebody is in possession of a property, either directly or indirectly, does not mean that he owns it or he appears to be in possession. directly or indirectly, does not mean that he owns it, okay? You must also find out the documentation on that property must also speak to the fact that that person is the owner.
And how do you confirm? Right of Anthony?
No, not necessarily. And how do you confirm that? So if you are given, they must have some title on the document. You go and do a search, okay, in the state registry where that property is to confirm that that document you have is genuine. Yeah. An estate surveyor and valuer would help you do that. An experienced agent, vast agent, professional agent will help you do that. Or a lawyer can also help you do that, okay? The search. But in the negotiation of the property, you are better off with an agent, an estate surveyor or valuer. Samson.
Okay.
Also.
Samson, how you doing?
Do that.
Yeah, I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning, Samson.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, Engineer Debo is here. Please
all
go
our calls are coming from Lagos today.
All right, great. Well, I want to ask a question concerning the property matter, and our first caller, when he asked something, or I don't know who she asked, or he asked something concerning burial on a land.
Yes, burial.
So, yes.
Relating to that issue, I want to ask, what are the procedures, or is there some terms and conditions, like maybe by the government or government rules, or some things to be done, like a community or a group, like church, mosque, or a particular community or a group, like to acquire a land that they will use for their public purposes of burial, like for them to use it. So is there any procedures? Because let me go strictly, particularly my church, we are planning, because we faced many challenges when we lost our brothers or sisters on burials. We faced many challenges, sometimes because of distance. Imagine somebody who tried to go for a burial from other places to either Obalende, Jakonde, because, we keep on facing all these challenges of differences, religion or tribal differences, in the sense that we lost somebody, that to bury that person, it has become a problem, of which one of the head of the community of Hausa people tried, he said, well, there's a land for burial, but this person is not a Muslim. We are not going to accept or bury him. So there's no any land for this person to bury him because he's a Christian. So something like that. So we came up with a conclusion that we have to come together to gather money and buy a land that we will be using it as a Christian community, to be using it as a burial ground. So is there any procedures before we go on to doing this? Because I don't know whether the committees that are planning to do this, whether they've undergone such procedures, either there are some guidelines by the government, because I don't know, to buy a land and start making it as a burial ground, I don't know, maybe it must have some rules and conditions of doing that, or maybe government must have a particular site they can approve for a burial, that you can buy this land for a burial. So I don't know, because eventually places are becoming estate, whereby I don't know whether an estate can accept within this estate there's a burial ground. So I believe maybe you understand my question.
Yeah,
and maybe
we get you.
More light on this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We get your question, and from your question,
the summary of it is what are the prerequisites?
It's obvious that you two think that there should be some. That's why you are asking. The truth of the matter is that there are things to do to get any portion of land that you want to use as burial ground approved, okay, for that purpose. There are things
it's not just to buy land.
Well, so that's what I talk. That's what I usually talk about when I talk about before you buy a land, you must ensure that the land status is available, that it is such that you can buy, and that the use you want to put it to is what you can also put it to.
I think you said that at the beginning.
So you need to go find out, okay, what are the requirements for a burial ground? to be approved, for a place to be approved as a burial ground, and then go by. But it's possible, definitely, you can, in your community there, find a place you can buy if there are land and meet the terms that can make it into a burial ground, and have it to bury your loved ones that are passing on. Yes, you can. You can, Samson. So I believe in the committee, there will be lawyers there will be estate surveyors and valuers there, people who know about land transactions, maybe land surveyors and things like that. They will give you all the information, or you can go to the states, okay, and find out the requirement. Go to lands in Alausa, for example, and find out some of these details. If you get an officer to sit down and talk to, they will give you information and you can work with that. Okay?
Okay.
If you are in Lagos, you are calling from Lagos, so that's why I assume you are in Lagos. So, the other thing is that land can exist if government has a need, so they acquire. Now, if they have a specific need that is clear that, okay, we want to do, let's say, a stadium. Okay, in this place. Or we want to do a railroad that will pass across this place. And so they acquire that land for that purpose, or a gas pipeline will be passing this place. They acquire that land for that purpose.
Or high tension.
That is specific acquisition. And there is what is called general acquisition. Maybe they are not clear yet as to what they want to put the land, what use they want to put the land to. But they know that they will need
this land,
such a land for something
in the future.
They do what they call uncommitted, because for specific, they also call it committed acquisition. And then the one that is not committed or general acquisition, they just acquire it. That's another way. I think we would have to continue this next.
Yes, most definitely. Now, here we'll pick up from next week, and we'll go still entertain more questions like we did today. We want to say a very big thank you to every of our callers, and we wish you the very best from us here.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.